Hi, I'm Leslie,
Hi, I'm Eric.
and in this video we're going to talk about we've sort of had chaos over the past month or so, troubles on the trailer and just crazy schedule, and so we just wanted to share all that with you. We started off, so as you may know, we travel where Eric's work is, and we've been in the Dallas area since August with his work. We've taken other little trips, but that's been our base. And although sometimes I complain that we're not traveling, we kind of got settled in. I started going to a Bible study. I do have a lot of friends in that area. And I'm going to close this up. It's too light.
Ooh.
Oh, do you know?
Oh,
that's okay.
yeah.
Just
better now?
yes. So we were in Dallas since August, and then all of a sudden, it just like overnight, we on a Friday morning, Eric called me and said we're going to Metairie, Louisiana. We have to be there by Monday. So we hoofed it to Metairie. We had a fun trip. We've had some videos about that. But as soon as we got there, then so I'll try to get this in order. First thing, okay, well, we've had an ongoing electrical problem that we just have dealt with it.
Right.
And I said in my description, it's like our electric system has, to my way of, I'm not an electrician, it's three components. We've got one switch that is the air conditioner and a couple of outlets. Second switch, that's the refrigerator and a couple of outlets. And then one element that recharges our 12 volt. And the 12 volt runs the house lights and our toilet fan. And most importantly, the hitch thingy.
Oh, yeah, the tongue jack.
Yeah.
On the trailer, yeah. So what happened was we weren't able to... There's a converter on our system between the two circuits that would not work with all the electronics in the...
Well, basically, we couldn't run all three of those elements at the same time.
Right.
It was one or the other.
Yeah.
And
so if our converter worked to where when we were plugged into shore power, it would charge our batteries, half the house wouldn't work.
Right. And so for us, the most important thing was having the batteries charging, because we've got to be able to hook the trailer up to the truck. And without
right,
that's crucial.
So as an example, we went on a 2-week trip.
Well, that's another part of our issues that we were having. It was just a 1-week trip. And we came back and our batteries were dead. So it was another problem that we were having, is that our batteries were dying quickly. But anyway, so we've had this ongoing problem. So we were not using part of our electricity, which ran the refrigerator, but we run our refrigerator on propane. So we were doing fine, but we knew we had a little bit of a problem, but we were limping along with that. So then we got to Louisiana, and Eric went to light the water heater, which that's been another problem too. I mean, our trailer's 35 years old, and that's always been hard to light it, hard to do the switch.
Right.
So he got it lit, and we were inside having dinner, and I started smelling some weird smell, which I thought might have been one of our neighbors.
Yeah, which is not uncommon.
We're not judging. But it turned out it was us, and
I happened to step outside, and there's this unusual glow that shouldn't have been there, and it was our water heater on fire. And so, thankfully, no damage was done.
Except to the water heater.
Yeah, well, the water heater shut. And so we shut it off and averted that disaster.
Shut off all propane, so then our refrigerator doesn't work. So we called on a repair guy to come help us with the water heater, but then also our hope was to get us back our electric fixed so that we could run the refrigerator on the electric. And all he ended up doing was just switching us back to our other problem, or 2 out of the 3 problem, and then the refrigerator wouldn't even work on the electric anyway.
Right. So wound up disconnecting our connector.
So we couldn't charge.
So our batteries were not charging while we were hooked up to shore power.
Yeah. And like I said, we've had this mystery of the battery draining really fast. We didn't really know why it would drain quick. And so that added a lot of stress, Eric, because we had to change campgrounds. So we wanted to make sure that those batteries are charged so that we can get the trailer on the truck. In the midst of all this stress, I mean, just little things, Eric broke his phone at work, so we had to get another phone. Huge expense, crisis, because he uses his phone constantly. I had a crown come off. I had to find a dentist to get my crown put back on. My computer wouldn't work. That ended up being not a problem at all. I went to the Genius Bar, and they were able to
did their thing.
Yeah, there was nothing. Okay, so our repair guy at the RV park, he had a vacation planned, so he was gone for a week, and then he came back and he replaced our water heater. Well, we are getting our water heater bye-bye replaced, and this is the mess we are dealing with. So you saw the stuff all piled up. And then I get a text from Eric that the repair guy had me order the wrong water heater. So he's going to get a different one and come back tomorrow. Meanwhile, I have to put this whole bed back together. I'm out of breath from the struggle just so far. And we have to take it all apart tomorrow. Not fun. This is not the fun thing. And he replaced our water heater, which very good. Got our propane back on. Refrigerator's working. We still have our electric problem. And lo and behold, wonderful, good thing about working on construction, Eric's the master electrician on his job site, such a nice guy, came out to help and look at our electric thing, and he fixed it.
Yeah, so what was really cool, he pulled out he disconnected our old panel, put a brand new panel in.
That would go, in a minute we'll go look at it.
Oh, okay, well.
So we thought we'd show what they did with the electric panel, just in case that could help somebody having a similar problem.
All right. Well, this was our old panel right here, and we had basically 2 circuits on here, and it would not run both sides of the house with all our stuff
while charging
and also charge the batteries while we were plugged into shore power. So what my friend Wesley, my electrician, did, he put us in a new panel, disconnected this one, ran this over to here, put a junction box in and connected it, and then the whole answer to the mystery was he just decided to go ahead and just put in a battery charger, 2-bank battery charger right here, and so it's charging both our batteries as we're plugged in, and we have all power to everything in the trailer.
And I just thought, so we talked about the mystery of why our batteries were draining.
What was really cool is when Wesley was working on this thing, he was down on his knees on the grass at a campground in Metairie,
where it was wet and muddy,
and he kept getting shocked whenever he touched any metal. And he was going, oh my gosh, I'm getting shocked every time I touch something. And he asked me to touch it. And I said, oh, okay. What the heck? So I touched it, and there was nothing. Well, the big difference was I was in tennis shoes, standing on the ground, and he was on his knees on the wet grass. And so he was getting shocked. So somewhere here in the trailer, there was electricity going to every part of every piece of metal in this trailer. And that was causing our batteries to draw down and get used when we weren't using it. We could have had a full battery charge, but yet when we got back from a trip of a week or so, our batteries were dead. Well, we had electricity draining into all the metal, and so he just cut all this loose, as you can see, and put in a new panel, hooked everything up, put us a 2-bank battery charger, a trickle charger, so it doesn't overcharge the batteries while we're just sitting here on shore power, and now everything's just hunky-dory.
Such a relief.
Yep.
And that was a dangerous situation.
Yeah, it was a potentially dangerous situation, and it really sucked to have your batteries go dead.
Sucked.
And you wondered why. Why are my batteries dead when we had everything shut off and nothing used? Well, current was flowing through the whole stinking trailer the whole time. So
we are very grateful to have all this repaired.
Yep.
And we have a new water heater too.
Yeah, we got a new water heater too. Less interesting, but very effective.
Very nice. Next, we left Louisiana, headed back to Dallas because we have a new grandchild. Very exciting. And we had reservations already where I was flying out of Dallas to San Diego to help with the baby. As soon as we got back to Dallas, Eric's work wanted him back in Metairie, so they flew him back to Metairie. It was supposed to be for 5 days. Ended up being
10 days.
10 days. They kept him there 10 more days. Then he flew back to Dallas and then was here like a day, and then, or there, I don't know where we are, and then flew to San Diego and joined me.
To see little Henry.
Yes. And then we flew back together to Dallas, and then the next day we drove back to Louisiana to Sulphur, where we are now.
That's all true.
Did I tell everything? It's like trying to tell it in order.
Well, I think you did.
It was and also in the middle of all that, when I arrived in LAX, my suitcase did not arrive with me. And I've even done a past YouTube about packing light, but I had not packed light for this trip. I joked that I had everything I owned in that suitcase. I wasn't sharing the suitcase with him. I didn't know what I was going to need. I had everything in there, and my suitcase, got caught up with me 30 hours later. I was very stressed that I was never going to see it again. And as our son pointed out to me, that the more you travel and adventure and do all this stuff, the more you are likely to have things go wrong. And that was good advice to remember.
And also, the older you get, the more you forget things you should have remembered because you already know better.
What do you mean?
Well,
I didn't lose the luggage.
No, I know. But, it's like whenever you go on a cruise or something like that, you remember to have your bathing suit and shorts and stuff in a bag that you can access when you get on board.
Yeah, my big mistake was we've only had late luggage one other time. All the traveling we've done. So I'd gotten very lackadaisical in that my prescriptions were packed in my bag. I was just lucky I didn't have my computer in there. I mean, I had everything in there, and so I was really stressed. Yeah. So it had been kind of a crazy chaos month, and so we are here in Sulphur for a month.
Yep.
As of now, all electricity and water heat and refrigerator, everything is working.
Yep.
And so we're hoping to get our eating a little under control.
Yeah. I've blown up like a balloon in the last few months.
It's hard. We do a lot of eating for fun.
Right.
But then we were like 2 weeks without a refrigerator. So it just makes to prep meal, and then he had to fly back and be in a hotel for it's been a little bit crazy.
Yep. So hopefully this 3 or 4 weeks we're going to be here, we can settle down and kind of get ourselves right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat better. I've started it's time spring cleaning. I'm reorganizing all our cupboards, getting rid of stuff we haven't used the whole time we were here and the whole time we've been traveling. And so sort of having
started doing a little food prepping.
Yeah.
Which is big for me to not eat at the fast food establishment that I'm working on is a big thing. So if I can avoid that completely, that would be great.
Yeah. So that is all of this. Give us a thumbs up and put comments or questions below. And please subscribe, which I think is usually over there. Little button. And thanks for watching.
Bye.